The first group of white South Africans granted refugee status by the Trump administration arrived in the U.S. Monday. The group included 49 Afrikaners, which is an ethnic group in South Africa made up of descendants of European colonists. The arrival comes as the Trump administration has moved to ban the majority of new refugee claims from other countries. President Trump addressed his decision to grant the refugee claim earlier Monday.
Farmers are being killed. They happen to be white. But whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it.
Let's bring in CBS News Justice Department correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Scott, what do we know about this group and this claim by the president?
Yeah, we were able to be at the hangar at Dulles International Airport when this convoy of these approximately 50 people from South Africa were brought here to Virginia for their first steps and their transfer to other U.S. communities. We saw a number of children, at least a dozen children among the group. We were denied access to speak with this group. The Trump administration sent two administrators to talk about why these people were here. One of them, a deputy secretary of state, said these individuals, these men, women, and children, were enduring, quote, harrowing circumstances back home, the threat of death, the threat of killing from others in South Africa that would qualify them for refugee status and resettlement here. But none of this is happening in a vacuum, is it, Lindsay? It's happening as the Trump administration cuts off refugee programs, reduces its staffing and its resources for its resettlement program, and makes it harder for other people in other dangerous parts of the world to get access to just this type of service. One of the things that's certain to stir controversy here, Lindsay, is how expedited this was. It moves so swiftly, getting these people from South Africa to the United States, the type of speed other refugees and resettlers have not experienced.
Has the administration addressed any of those comments or concerns?
Well, the administration did not take our questions at this resettlement in Dulles, Virginia today. They accepted some questions, did not speak to when we asked how many people are here, how many more are coming, is this going to happen more frequently? But it's clear this is a priority of the administration. The president signed an executive order in short order after taking over to liberate these people from South Africa, to bring them here to the United States, and there's every indication they can do so again. But it also happens as the administration turns off that valve from people in other parts of the world to come here. When asked about why that was so, the administration argued, Lindsay, that the vetting was poor of refugees by the prior administration, and in this case, the vetting was strong.
Scott, President Trump announced his pick to lead the Library of Congress after firing Carla Hayden, the first African-American and first woman to lead it. What have you learned?
The acting Librarian of Congress will be former president, or the president's former defense lawyer, Todd Blanche, who now serves as the Deputy United States Attorney General. He will have a side hustle. The side hustle will be being the Librarian of Congress, a Herculean task and job in any context. Carla Hayden's firing was a shock to her employees, to many members of Congress. Lindsay, she was fired in a brief email by the Presidential Personnel Office late Friday. One question remains, will there be a legal challenge to that firing, because this is the executive branch weighing in pretty heavily on the research arm of the U.S. Congress.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you.